scares the monsters looking in the dark. Gore and more team ready to embark. Thrills and chills, we embrace them all.
And what's going on, Gorehounds? Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Gore More Podcast. I'm not so mean, Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in. However, I don't bring this shit show alone. For with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies. As well, we got live in person today. That fifth member that's always here, but not here, Mr. Doppelganger Kangabanga himself, that saucy Aussie, Mr. Brody Kane is in the house, everybody.
Howdy, how you doing?
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for that, Scoops.
Love that.
Well, I mean, it's your pick, homie, so it only seems fitting that we have you on the show, bro. Like, and it is your show. You are part of the show anyways. Like,
yes.
This is never, we always hope to have you live, but
yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but it just worked out beautifully today because we've got a public holiday here. So thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Fuck yeah. And of course, let me introduce my horror homies that are always with me here. We have that Dark Lord of Knowledge all the way down from the Chattahoochee, that Chad Daddy himself, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
And we have the host with the ghost, the Lord Scubacaba, the Dean of the Deceased, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And that killing machine himself, but we like to call him that delicious meat mountain, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Good evening, fuckers. Welcome to the show.
Hell yeah. Welcome, welcome. This is episode 315. We are in November right now. This is November 4th. And, well, it's harvest season, so it seems very fitting. And we are covering the movie called Dark Harvest. And once again, like I said before, this is a Brody pick. I don't believe the four of us have seen this. Well, no, I'm sorry. Bob has seen this movie before.
Yeah, this is my second viewing of the movie.
All right. So three of us got to pop our cherries this viewing, and I'm very excited to talk about it. We usually do Slice of Life. However, we actually have full 5 members today. You know, we wanted to devote the time to the actual show in itself. So we're going to skip Slice of Life this week. Just to know, we all had a solid weekend.
Yes, it was Halloween.
There was a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, not even a question.
My fat ass has easily gained 5 pounds extra from all the candy that my child got. So
that's a happy 5 pounds.
It is a happy 5 pounds, but it's going to turn into a very jiggly 10 pounds really quick, too. So, all right. So we are covering Dark Harvest. Brody, do you have these show notes by chance?
Yes, I do, kind sir.
All righty. Well, I'm going to hand it over to you, seeing that this is your pick. So if you want to give us that sweet plot rundown, brother.
No worries, mate. Every fall in a small Midwestern town, a supernatural specter named Sawtooth Jack arises from the cornfields and approaches the town's church, where violent gangs of young boys hungrily await their chance to confront the legendary nightmare in an annual harvest rite of life and death. Richie Shepherd lives in the shadow of his big brother who won last year's October prize. To get his ticket out of town, but to prove himself and join his brother, Richie pairs up with restless dreamer Kelly Haynes, who will do whatever it takes to escape this dead-end town. Against the rules and the odds, Richie and Kelly decide to hunt down the legendary nightmare to win the run and their freedom together. Directed by David Slade, who did 30 Days of Night, The Twilight Saga, Eclipse. Written by Michael.
What? You just had to throw that one in there, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Twilight.
Written by Michael Giello. Quick Stop, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Produced by David Manperl. Stay Alive. Is that a Johnny D pick?
Stay Alive?
Stay Alive?
I think that almost was a Boss Man pick.
No, that was a me pick because he was so pissed that we watched it.
I mean, to be fair, it was like Disney's only horror movie, so we had.
Just think he was pissed because we had to watch it.
Yeah,
I thought he defended it.
No, he hated that movie.
No,
look at the garbage. Look at the garbage he made us watch, though.
Yeah, whatever.
That's...
listen. I'll still stand by it, man. If they didn't edit that fucking movie the way they did and gave us all the scenes that they took out, that movie could have been something. But they fucking hosed it. Anyways.
Stay Alive, Jumanji, The Next Level. and Matt Tolmich, Venom and Morbius.
It's
Ooh.
Morbin time.
Morbin time. Ba, 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 ba.
Mr. Bobby Boucher, take it away.
My name. Starring.
The scene where
I'm like waiting for him to say something. Starring Casey Likes, Cunt Boys versus Vampires.
What?
I looked at that before. I was like,
Gotta be Brody.
I'm
No,
gonna
it
say
wasn't
it.
me.
That is a lie, and we all know. Krampus Origins as Richie Shepherd. Emery Crutchfield, Vacation, Fargo as Kelly Haynes. Dustin Heathhammer, The New Mutants, Rebel Moon as Sawtooth Jack, October Boy. Elizabeth Reeser, Twilight, The Haunting of Hill House as Donna Shepard. Jeremy Davies, Twister, The Black Phone as Dan Shepard. Luke Kirby, Halloween Resurrection. Glass as Officer Jerry Ricks. Who the hell was he in Resurrection?
Gene was asking what movie this took. What year this movie?
1950s, Gene.
50s.
63.
Oh, 63. Oh, I'm sorry. I took it as the 50s. I apologize.
No, it was 63.
Actually, yeah,
I
because
thought he meant
What year did this?
did the
come
movie
out?
come out?
Ah,
My bad.
we all
It's
on
okay.
different pages. It's all good.
Britain Dalton, Ready Player One, Avatar, The Way of Water as Jim Shepard. Steve McCarthy, The Skulls, VHS 94 as Coach Nelson. Body count, well, quite a bit.
It was kind of hard to count. You couldn't really keep track.
Well, the one scene which we'll get to, I mean, it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was like quick, and there was at least like a dozen people right there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
music by Brian Reitzel, 30 Days of Night, Red Riding Hood. Cinematography by Larry Smith, Eyes Wide Shut, Dark Angel. Edited by Art Jones, Hard Candy, 30 Days of Night. Effects and makeup by Davin McCrae, Cult of Chucky, and The Grudge. Distributed by MGM Pictures, which this was their last one under MGM Pictures.
Oh, no
Running
shit.
time of 96 minutes, rated R. Budget and grossed, I couldn't find anything.
I don't think this was released in theaters anyway.
It had like
No.
one
Oh,
night
did it?
Was
release.
it
Yeah.
like one night or something?
I think it was like one night in the Alamo Draft House. Big
Oof. That's not good. All right, so let's discuss. Once again, Chad Daddy, Scuba, and myself. This is our first time watch. Bob is your second. Brody, you brought this to the table. I got to ask, how did you see this the first time around? Like, where did you hear this? Where did you hear about this?
Well, if my memory serves me right, it was a couple of years ago I'd seen and heard that they were, when you're scrolling through Facebook and obviously all these horror pages are posting stuff, and I'd seen the front cover of the book and they were saying it was getting made into a movie. And obviously, me and Scarecrows, I love the idea of them so much. So I'd seen that and it really intrigued me. It was a film that, I was really looking forward to, and I hadn't read the book. So, but yeah, when it came out, I watched it and I just immediately fell in love with it. I don't know. It, like I said to John before the show, it just felt like a movie that you could just sort of switch off to, but really enjoy at the same time. Just chill out, not have to really think too hard about. And it definitely became one of my favorite films of, was it 2002, 2003?
2023.
Yeah.
2023.
Brody's going back way far.
Whoa, yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I know
I mean,
it's been a long
listen,
year, but holy crap.
You know what? There wasn't a lot of good movies in 2003, so I could understand why he would still hold over those.
No, I remember seeing it and I was just, immediately taken by it, and I just really had a fun time with it. I didn't expect too much from it because there wasn't really, a lot of, how can I explain it? Like there wasn't really much of like hype behind it. Like
No, there
it
was no
just kinda one of
promotion
them
for
things.
this movie that I could think. Like, do you guys remember even hearing anything with this coming
Mm-mm.
out? I didn't even
Not at
know
all.
this movie existed until right now.
I mean, I knew, like Brody, I remember seeing it on like Bloody Disgusting or something where they mentioned that the book was
Okay.
being made into a movie.
I actually heard about it because I follow like several horror people on TikTok, and they were reviewing. So this was after it came out, reviewing movies from 2023, and this one was top rated for them. And I'm like, all right. Where is it? I think Hulu had it at the time. So I just threw it on at a whim. And I enjoyed it right away. The second time, I enjoyed it more than the first time, actually. I could say that to start.
Gene, that's a very hot take with this group, and I'm going to say no.
Yeah, it's not. I'm arguing with him in the chat right now. No, the fuck it's not. Pardon my French.
Gene, I love you, but that's a hard.
Absolutely not. This movie made way more sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So I'm going to say, I'd like to say something right from the get-go.
Yeah,
I feel like this movie is a very easy read, right? You got the ending figure out within the first 5 fucking minutes.
How long did it take you to get it?
Dude, it was literally within the first fucking kill, and then him getting sent off, and it's like.
So I paused the movie. And I looked at Mel and I said, I already figured out what's going on. It was 20 minutes in, and I paused it and I said, this is what's going on. This is what this is. This is how it's gonna end.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, there's no way. She's like, I love you so much, though. I love you so much that you figured this out, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then as it starts happening, I was like, fucking told you.
But I feel like it's almost set up like that anyways. Like, because, all right, the creepy, deadly scarecrow getting offered as a sacrifice or something to do with the sacrifice in order to bring about solid harvest. That's an old story, right? We've heard that story 1,000 times fucking over.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I like this one still because even though you know what's going on, for some reason, you're still just like, well, let's see how they do this. Let's see how they unravel it. And it's fine. It's a good, fun movie. I'm going to go with Brody. Like, it's nothing that you need to, like, super pay attention to because you're like, oh, I'm going to miss something. No, you won't. But we don't get a lot of good Scarecrow movies, man. Like, at all.
Not anymore.
So I got to kind of give it props with, I was like, you know what, man? I'm like, different vibe of a Scarecrow. I like that it's almost kind of going with the whole new, like, what Lowe's and Depot is just dropping out for the 12-foot boys. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
It looks literally like flaming.
He looks like a tall, slender version of Sam.
Yes.
From Trick or Treat.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what he looked like. And I will say, like I said, I wasn't going to talk about this before we came on the live. And this is what I want to say. Thank you, Brody, for picking this movie. I never would have watched this movie. I enjoyed this movie so much, even though I was able to predict the end, even though some of it felt like the acting was just kind of weird in some parts. I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie so much. And I was grinning ear to ear on certain parts. The creature design was absolutely amazing. The story, I wish we would have gotten a little bit more.
And that's where I think we all are friends.
Yes, because I want to know 100%. what was the purpose of this? How did it get started? Give me the lore. Now, when the movie ended, I told Mel, it's not going to be a happy ending. And it wasn't a happy ending until you get that mid-credit scene. And when that mid-credit scene came, I said, oh, fuck. I got so much more excited than I did in the climax of the movie. That mid-credit scene made the entire movie for me. And I was like, let's go. I want a part 2. I want a part 2 that describes the lore and shows me what the hell he's going to do to that town.
I want a prequel.
I'm with Chad. Yeah, I want full prequel. Yeah. Another period piece, but we're going fucking like late 1700s period. You know what I mean, dude?
Yep.
Like
Sleepy Hollow style.
So, all right, I think we're all in that same boat here that the lore is rich enough, but they don't give it to you to what we wanted, what we need to know, right? Like Steve just said, this is always something that leads to some other kind of deity, right? So who's this deity? What's this deity? Why? How did this even fucking start? Because they've already said, we've been doing this for so fucking long. Does it honestly matter anymore? Like, that's literally a line from the movie, which means like, oh, okay, so this town's apparently been doing this since like it's
they've been doing it for centuries.
Yeah.
Right.
They give you the process, what they have to do every year, but we still go, but where did your process come from?
Not only that, but how does it work?
Yeah, what is the council? Who were those people that organized all this?
That's
you know
the
what I
witch's
mean?
coven, bro.
What is it demonic? Is it witchcraft? Like, what is it like? But I kind of feel too that if we did get a prequel, I kind of feel like I would be let down. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be let down with the prequel. Now I hear that the book does give more explanation into it. I have not read a book in fucking years since I had to read a book in high school. I have not read a book all the way through. I want to pick this up and I want to know because that's how interesting the premise to this film was for me. And I love period pieces that take place in the late 50s, early 60s. I love the music. I love the style. Like I said, this was a mix of Pumpkinhead, Children of the Corn, and The Outsiders. That is throwing all of that together. I love that, you know, the older brother was this, you know, preppy guy that everybody liked.
Also a little La Bamba.
A little bit La Bamba. You know, the older brother was the star. He was the star of the family. You know, he was the athlete. He played football, I'm pretty sure. And the younger brother wasn't. The younger brother was the outcast. The younger brother was the one getting picked on. I loved it. He wasn't a punk rocker. He was a greaser. Gene, do you not know what greasers are? He was a straight up greaser. That's what greasers wore back in the. My dad was a greaser. That's what they wore.
Greasers were the 50s punks.
My dad was a greaser in the 70s. That's what they wore then too.
No, man, there's Japanese dudes that are greasers now.
Oh, yeah,
or at least the aesthetic of it.
Definitely.
And Steve, to go on what you said with a prequel, I think all of us would be disappointed because I'm telling you, it would probably be something so generic that they just wanted to throw it together and make it make sense when they made it too complicated. I think that would happen too.
I think it should be a prequel / sequel as well because I want to see him burn the fucking town down. I want to know what happens if he makes it into the church. Why was it so significant that that Sawtooth Jack could not cross into the church? What was the significance of that? That's what I want to see.
You know something? Satanic church. We'll go with that.
Okay, so Gene mentioned something, and I want to touch on that about the Crimson Ghost masks from the Misfits. Okay, the Misfits only adopted that as their mascot. The Crimson Ghost, and it's in here. The Crimson Ghost is a film series that began in 1946, which the band took their logo from. So yes, it is very possible. As it had existed for 20 years prior to that mask could have existed back then.
So. Obviously, I mean, I was also thinking Misfits. I feel like most people are going to seeing that scene of them all masked up. But at the same time, I don't know. I didn't think it was supposed to be like a jump in time thing. I just thought it was like something that
man. I mean, they have,
you know what I mean?
Those
like,
masks
it just
have been
looked
around.
Cool.
Those masks have been around for a long time. And if you go back and you look at photos from early 60s, like Halloween and stuff, there's a lot of shit that was adapted into pop culture that we think was started in the 80s or the 90s, and it's been around for fucking ever, you know?
Oh, all right.
But
so going back into this movie, dude, I got to bring up a big part and I feel like this is also with the lore. Dude, the way they set these boys up to go out to get ready to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
How did they even come up with that idea? Because that's some like sadistic shit at that point.
It's sadistic, but also
it makes sense.
It makes them hungry. But here's the thing. If you go 3 days without food, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah, you're not going to feel
So in a sense, you would think that they would want them at their strongest. So why are you weakening the boys when you I mean, if something was going to happen, you know, you would want them to be at their fullest.
The only thing I could think of is that they're kids in high school, like, oh, they should be able to do it. But other than even thinking that, it's like, they still need their energy.
I think it was just to make them so absolutely bloodthirsty and ravenous.
That it was just to make them feral. That's literally all it was.
And I kind of got the feeling that the way that night played out, and I brought this up to Steph, that's not the way it normally goes because they were just absolutely batshit crazy, attacking everyone.
Yeah, this was like almost level like crazies or purge level of kind of shit going on.
Yeah. I mean, they fucking went after the butcher, and it's like, you're not supposed to be going after him anyway. Like,
they even went after each other.
They were after the butcher's shop. He was just in the way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess,
livelihood, you know.
So Gene says the Dead Boys are on the soundtrack. They came out in 1970. Okay, well, let me tell you this, Gene. Okay, about soundtracks. I love the Elvis movie. The Elvis movie has rap in it.
Yeah.
It's still a fucking period piece just because they throw in other songs from it. It
Dude,
fit.
A Knight's Tale used "We Will Rock You."
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I love A Knight's Tale. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and shit on A Knight's Tale because they used "We Will Rock You."
I forgot about that. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
fucking the Elvis movie has Doja Cat in it on the soundtrack during the
Who
fucking
the fuck
movie.
is that?
She's some
chick.
some hot rapper
Yeah.
chick.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this movie, I feel like this movie could very easily exist in the same universe as Pumpkinhead.
Oh, easily.
Absolutely.
Very strong vibes from it in this movie.
It
There's
just
another-
feels like that kind of lore, right? Like it's another
Yeah.
body becoming a
It's-
possessed
Yeah,
demon of some kind.
Like a folklore, grim fairy tale of some sort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
There's another piece of the lore I guess I want to bring up too, especially because his brother did it the year before. We never hear from the brother, technically. That's all being written. It's the fact that also nobody actually knows until it happens.
Oh, they know.
No,
The parents know. The parents have to
no,
know.
they know, but
Oh, they do.
at that point they do. But it seems like nobody knows until that point, at least in some sort of.
I mean, obviously, like the brother, I think, is questioning the reality of the entire situation the whole time. But obviously, it doesn't start getting heavier with the questions until it gets deeper into the shit.
Yeah.
It's every time they have a conversation, he brings up certain things throughout the dialogue, and the mother and the father, like, it's got guilt written all over their face.
Oh,
like the father
100%.
slaps the shit.
Especially the father.
And you know, the big giveaway for me on what the ending was going to be was when they're sitting at the dinner table and he gets the postcard and he's all, that's it. That's all he said. And then, you know, he's talking about wanting to go and do the hunt or whatever. I forget what they call it. The run. He wants to do the run. And, you know, they're like, no, just chill and this and that. And then the very next day, he gets a handwritten letter that says, oh,
it's miraculously
it mentions shit that was said at the dinner table the night before. So that's when I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew it. And I was already kind of leaning towards that the brother's dead. He's dead. They didn't let him leave. And that right there was the final like stamp on it for me.
The fact that they were just saying so much, they were like, oh, you know, we have to thank all this for my brother. And like, you know, when he was ranting about his brother, he's like, oh, like he's some fucking version of Christ, blah, blah, blah. But it's like all that's just telling you right there. It's like, no, man, they got that for giving up their son. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And once again, I think that sits in line with your basic sacrificial to, you know, scarecrow deity, whatever kind of story.
Well, and it's even like the kids, the teenagers, they get so amped up every year, like they have no clue what their ending is, but everybody else clearly does. Talk about like ultimate sacrifice that'll take you year after 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 year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think Chad Daddy's correct with this one, though. I think like this year specifically, it got way out of hand.
That's exactly
usually
what it
does,
and
that.
And you kind of get that when, like, if you listen closely to what the police report is saying, like over the radio or something, like it's not supposed to be going down like that, but it is.
Yeah, and there's so many random kills from teenagers to teenagers. Like,
dude, that fucking head split was just out of nowhere.
Dude, that was great.
I know. We actually got some more brutal kills from the not main monster that in this movie than we did. Like, a lot of his kills were off screen where we just saw cool slices and like
Sawtooth Jack had some cool fucking kills though.
I mean, he did have the fucking the head rips and shit.
The chopping,
you know, when they're running through the cornfield and then it's just and he's like, Bobby, and then he just falls. I'm like, oh shit. And you know, the CGI
blades out there, bro.
The
like
CGI used in this was not horrible.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was used beautifully to accent what they did with the practical effects. Like I said, I can't say anything other than I loved the hell out of this movie. This right here, I wanted to rewatch it again right after I got done watching it. Like I'm like I said, man, I'm glad we watched this because this one I feel is another one that I'm adding to my October list that is a must to watch, and I wish more people would watch this.
And I'm going with Scoobs too. I got to thank Brody because I probably would have never had watched this otherwise because it's not for nothing. The cover doesn't really sell me. The cover's kind of bland and generic a little bit. And you're just kind of like
the book cover might have sold you a little more.
Yeah.
Does it actually have Pumpkin Jack on it? Or Sawtooth on there?
And he actually looks like a pumpkin with the vines and scarecrow. Like
that's a little different. Like just with the skull mask and everything, I was just kind of like, what are we getting into here? You know what I mean? Because sometimes I really don't like to even like read the synopsis before we go into the movie, dude. I just want to go in blind. And 80s style, right? You look at the cover, that's a badass fucking cover, dude. Let's watch this shit. You get those 3 cool random like still scenes from the movie. You're like, all right, that looks pretty badass. All right, cool. But no, man, I got it, Brody. I got to thank you. This is like I said, there's not a lot of Scarecrow ones on the repertoire, so this one,
I don't know if you can even call this a Scarecrow one, though. Can you?
I'm going to call it a Scarecrow one.
I mean, he
starts literally on in
he starts
the field with the Scarecrow. They got to cut him down.
Head and and I love the fact that for whatever fucking reason, never explains it. Dude's got fucking fire powers. And
never explains
that's why I'm saying it all has to come from some fucking weird deity or some demon or something.
This is one to watch right after you watch Sleepy Hollow.
Ooh.
You watch Sleepy Hollow and then you throw this bitch on right after.
I can see that.
I would put this on a double feature with either Trick or Treat or Pumpkinhead.
I would like Trick or Treat, I think, myself.
Trick or Treat or Tales from Halloween. Tales of Halloween.
Because they're both pumpkin heads, but it's not Pumpkinhead. No, it's and that fire. Okay, so go into the scene where he lights up the old house and everything like that. That scene in particular is why I was like, yo, man, this shit's just gonna make me just gonna sell hardcore more like Home Depot skeletons and shit. This literally almost looked like the one that Bob kind of got this year.
Yeah,
with this fucking firehead and shit. So it's like
which this movie when I watched it last year was like, oh, wait a minute, Home Depot makes that, which is why I wanted to get it also.
It is though, man. And once again, going back to the period piece of it, I like that we were in the 50s, man. It changes the vibe of the whole thing. No cell phones, no modern tech. We even get the little bit of
cool Corvettes.
See, I was kind of expecting at the end where somebody was going to escape and then find out that the town is so sheltered and isolated that they only think it's in the 60s. Like they're being held back in the 60s, but it's actually the rest of the world is modern age.
That would have been awesome. That would have been fucking great. And then that would have explained the music. There you go, Gene. Maybe it is like that.
See, maybe that was never even a thought to me. Yeah, but it can't be though, because the girl came in from out of town. That's why he was like so attracted. That's why he was so attracted to her, because he's only known everybody else from that fucking town and everything. So
even though we got that mid-credit scene, I know I can't be the only one that before we even got to that scene, I desperately did want Richie to be able to leave and just see what happens to that town.
Dude, I was so mad that she did not get out of the car to go and at least try to dig him up. She didn't know he was dead for sure. She didn't know.
She didn't know anything.
She heard that initial gunshot. You know, I think it would have been kind of cool if when she heard that initial gunshot, she would have ran to go see what the hell was going on. She could have saved him. I was waiting for her to like hit that farmer with a shovel or something.
Same.
And it didn't happen. And I was so sad because I'm like, no, he fucking died. Like he was right there and he fucking died. But then we get that cool scene.
Yeah.
A year later.
As sad as it is, I like endings like this, man. Yeah. When we watch Stakeland. Sometimes a horror movie's got it. Sometimes a horror movie is a horror movie for a reason, right? Like, we can't all have peachy keen fucking endings.
We have several of them. Like you said, Stakeland, The Thing. You could go down that list. It needs to happen sometimes.
Dude, The Mist is one that literally infuriates me.
The Mist has
I don't even want to watch it, dude.
Ending.
I don't even want to watch it, man.
I need to rewatch that.
Oh. See, I wasn't even a parent when I watched it the first time when I was pissed off. I could only imagine how I'd feel now. Like, no, fuck that shit, dude. Good call though on that. But I mean, is there anything like? I mean, what else? How else do you guys feel it? Scoobs, Chad Daddy, for a first time watch.
For a first time watch, like I said, man, I loved it. And the one scene that just sticks out to me is when I don't remember the kid's name, but he's part of the little gang, when he's banging on that cellar door trying to get in and they won't let him in. And then you hear his voice and they open it, and then there's Sawtooth Jack, and he just walks down super fucking slow, and then it's like Evil Dead blood just shooting out.
A geyser.
I was like, holy shit, Melanie. And I'm sitting there eating my popcorn, and I fucking bought microwave pork rinds, and I'm just there snacking. I'm like, oh fuck, and god damn. Like,
that's when I quit counting the deaths right there. I have no idea how many were in there.
There is one little pet peeve I have with that scene. This is what, 1963?
Yeah.
Yo, none of them motherfucking kids had $20 on them. That was a lot of money back.
That was a lot of fun. Well,
so I'm like, wait,
but you got to think too. But think, Bobby, think. They're saving their allowance all year long.
Yeah, they know
all
what
year long. They know what the
true.
fuck is coming. So, yes, $20 was a lot back then, but it is believable that since they know what's going to happen, they have to prepare, especially if they're not going on the run. Because
essentially they were hiding in a fucking bomb shelter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they knew some shit was going to go down.
Sawtooth is going to do what Sawtooth does, regardless of who the body is. See, and that's another thing. Does the body have any remembrance of who it was? That's something else.
I think it does.
I think it does.
I felt like he recognized his brother at the end. Like he knew what he was doing. Because he never actually, he never tried to really maim his brother. You know what I mean? Like he had restraint each time he interacted with him. And so I feel like he knew.
There was still a little bit of humanity in him when he grabbed that gun and made him force it to his head, and he's like, "Just fucking kill me."
True.
Just kill me.
I would have that part right there. They were right there by the door. Like, I guess I keep going back to that because I want to know what the fuck happens if they go in the church. What was the purpose of that?
I'm saying, they go into the church and burns it down.
That was kind of mentioned before. They lose the
town dies.
And, it's just bad luck for like a certain amount of years.
It's like 9 years or something, I think.
But why the church? Why
we need a prequel. We need to have.
It's a satanic church
from hell.
We need to see that. We need to see the prequel with what they were talking about when it happened, when the last time that it made it through.
Can I just say though, with that church, I would love if a church went that fucking ham with carved pumpkins on their front steps.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be so
that
great.
Shot always looked so fucking like everything. Like there was a lot of just cool shots and like just decor for this movie. It's a very fitting October style movie.
Dude, I loved all the masks the kids were wearing too.
Yes,
masks are super cool.
Like you saw, like Frankenstein, the Wolfman, those asshole kids had the fucking Three Stooges mask.
The Three Stooges.
I like the Three Stooges, man.
that was the best. Cool.
Yeah,
that's fucking. So I wish we. Once again, I feel like we've said this, but I do wish we understood the magic a little bit more. Like how. Like, when do they unbury them? How long is he up on that stake while that pumpkin is rotting? You know what I mean?
What reanimates the body? What reanimates the body?
What brings him back? Like, the fact that he's stuffed with candy and he can still, you know what I mean? Like, how did we get to that ritual of it, dude? Like, what is happening?
Brody,
but I love that we're asking all these questions because it leaves you, it's a movie that leaves you wanting more. You want to know more. You want to know why, what the hell is going on. And I kind of like that. I kind of do like that. And like I said, I haven't read a book in forever, and I might pick this book up just to see if it gives any more details.
And my wife asked, she's like, why, when they catch him at the end and kill him, why did they eat him? I'm like, well, for one, he's stuffed with candy, so they weren't just eating him. And like, two,
he's like a big piñata.
Like, these boys were starved for 3 days. They'll eat anything.
And I'm assuming that's part of the candy, right? Like, it's Halloween, so he's got to have candy in him or something like that. But
definitely.
He's the food source. So if you boys are hungry enough, this is what you got to go do in order to be able to eat.
I wonder if he tastes like pumpkin.
Well, they're not really eating him.
But the brother did.
No, that was Twizzlers in his hand.
It looked like he ripped out his heart and was eating his heart.
Yeah, I thought somebody like ripped off, like pulled out a rib or something, was eating her arm or something.
Maybe I literally saw Twizzlers.
Yeah,
I did not remember that. I thought it was just candy and confetti. They were pulling out and eating others.
And somebody broke a piece off of him in the beginning and ate it.
when they killed the first iteration that we see of Sawtooth Jack, and the brother, Richie's brother, goes and jams his hand into him. It looks like it's his heart that he pulls out, and he bites.
No, it's ribbon and candy.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know,
was
man.
candy.
I thought it was just candy, Twizzlers or whatever.
Because it looked like it was like all
You
red
could see a
ribbon. and
Twizzler.
shit,
You could
'cause
see
it's-
Twizzlers in his hand.
Yeah, but there was more than just that too.
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying like it looked like candy.
But
I
would the
thought
body
candy.
be juicy? It's been dehydrated, like it's been drying out. Fucking, you know what I
Well,
mean?
where did
That's what
that
I'm saying, like
Come from then.
That's a good
candy juice.
question.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I will admit there was one kid that had some black stuff around his mouth that just looked like he'd been eating butthole.
Asshole. Yeah. Straight up
That's
asshole.
some nasty shit.
Everybody knew exactly where that was going.
What do you eat? Ass.
Yeah. Sawtooth
No, man.
Jack's ass.
Fucking right.
Damn.
All right, so I thought it was kind of interesting that they almost show us Sawtooth Jack as early as they do, but it's not 100% like clear image of him. You know what I mean? We kind of see not a full silhouetted because you still see the face a little bit, but it's just a little fuzzy.
They give you a taste of that blur throughout the camera and the lens.
But I'm almost surprised they still did just the direct face shot that early. I'd be almost more surprised with, or like expecting like a over the shoulder kind of a shot. So you could just see like there's some fucked upness and you're like, what am I looking at here? I mean, how do you guys feel that? Were you okay with it?
I was okay with it because
I was
you
okay
get
with
the,
it.
you
I was
get the
more than okay
reveal,
with it.
and he looks exactly the same as when he comes back. So regardless of the body, he still looked the same, exactly the same. So whatever iteration we get of him, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's a different body, but the look is still exactly the same.
So it's whatever that deity or demon or whatever it may be is essentially probably taking over that vessel is how I would
It's like
look at it.
Pumpkinhead when Esau
Yeah.
comes
Yeah,
back. It's
exactly.
a new, different corpse each time, but it evolves
It looks
into
like the same.
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Maybe they also wanted to
What up,
be like,
Rich?
he's a monster, but they still wanted to show that little humanity that we're still going to show him, maybe because he did come from a human technically in that sacrifice.
Brody, you were saying?
Oh no, I was going to say I do like what you were saying about the opening, how they visually blur him, and then we get like shots every now and then of a painting of him on the wall to maybe go, oh, that could be a reference to either the book and maybe give us like a little bit more ideas to what he's actually going to look like throughout the movie. But then they sort of blindside you with the actual visual representation of Sawtooth Jack. I actually like that, how they were sort of like, you know, kids that haven't seen him are just sort of coming up with their own idea of what he looked like as well at that time. Because there's a couple of paintings of him on the wall. If you
Yeah, we
notice in the
keep
background.
going back to
Yeah.
that one specific graffiti where it's like Sawtooth is coming. Which
Yeah,
I
it takes up
really
the whole
like that.
side of the building. It was cool.
But at the same time, like, how the fuck can they get up that high and paint? Like,
Ladders.
that was a pretty massive.
They're
Now, is it-
standing on each other's shoulders.
I was a little confused not going into it, but like a little down the road because I wasn't sure if they could only see him with the mask on. I was confused by that. Did they actually explain what the masks were for?
I think just because it was Halloween. I
Yeah.
don't.
Is
Yeah,
that,
like-
Yeah, it was just Halloween. I don't think it had
Yeah.
any
Well-
significance.
So in my head, and this is because there was like that one time where the little kid could see him and he was like, Sawtooth's right behind you. And that dude was explaining the same thing happened to him when he was a kid. And I was just like, oh, that'd be cool if like kids could see Sawtooth, but you couldn't see Sawtooth yourself unless you kind of like acted like a kid. So if you put the mask on, it would almost be like then you could see him in order to fight him.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously didn't paint out that route, but for some
Yeah,
reason,
some of them didn't have masks on.
right. So would have been a cool idea.
It might be just a part of him coming back. He may have to put the pumpkin on his head. Oh, see, that's what we need. We need a little bit more lore and just
And
give us that prequel. that we
Honestly, you could do the prequel sequel, right? You could leave off to where he's going to the town, and then they're trying to stop him, but then we get backstory of why this shit's even fucking happening. So then we can get a bunch of fucking filler for like backstory shit, and then come back to the town, and then see him actually like hit the fucking church and have
burn it all
like,
fucking down, and then he kills
yeah,
his
dude.
dad. Dude, his dad pissed me off so much.
Oh my god,
worst dad ever, bro.
I was just that whole time he had the gun. I'm just like, just shoot the fucking cop. Just shoot him.
Dude, as soon as I wouldn't have even told the cop anything, I would have just shot that motherfucker.
Yeah,
I would have just shot him right away. He knew he was gonna kill Richie. He already fucking shoot him. Fucking shoot him. Your life is over essentially already. Anyways, you're losing your son. Your fucking wife's dead. Your oldest son is gone. What do you have to live for? Fucking shoot him. Fuck him.
So not only that,
it's like the dad and the cop. And it's like, oh god.
If he shot him, and this is all going to be theory, obviously. So let's say he shot him, and his son actually got out of town. Then what happens? Do they
Bury
just?
the cop.
I had that same.
Make him Sawtooth Jack.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if there's nobody there to make Sawtooth Jack? What happens?
The town
Who gets
just evaporates.
It's probably going to be
right, because there's got to be something else that happens, because the fact that the town is still giving a vessel for this entity.
It'll be like the end of Ready or Not, and everybody just explodes.
That's what I'm kind of wondering, dude. Like what happens at that point? Like, does the town seriously just go like nuke level fucked?
I would say probably like burn down or something.
Either it burns down or most people just get sacrificed. And probably that the board, the harvest board, whatever they want to be called, they have to make that decision. I guarantee you, it's like, no, he got away. Now you got a decision to make.
Right, like
Probably
that I feel like, would that be also explained with lore? Like maybe one year they were just like, yo, we chose not to do this because we didn't want to sacrifice somebody, but because we didn't do that, this shit fucking happened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, is it worse than the Dust Bowl kind of shit that we got where they didn't kill Pumpkin Jack, or I'm sorry, Sawtooth Jack the one year? I keep saying fucking Pumpkin Jack.
You know what it sounds?
It's
right.
It's
kind of like it reminds me of the movie We Are Still Here. If the town doesn't sacrifice a family to the family in that house, the whole town goes under. So it's probably something like that. It's definitely got to be something like that.
It kind of reminds me of Night of the Scarecrow, 1995. And we might get there one day.
Hopefully we fucking
one day. Yeah.
Well, you found that on YouTube, didn't you?
I did.
So you sent me that link. I don't know if it's still active or not.
It is. He just sent it to me last night or the night before.
Nice. Perfect.
I'll make it my job that you get to see it.
Great follow-up after this movie. For sure. I didn't get to finish it. I've only watched part of it, but I like what I've seen.
Who is tapping?
Oh, sorry. That was me.
But all in all, man, I think it was a solid movie. I wish it was almost, with the 50s aesthetic, it almost still felt a little too clean. And maybe that's just because we're in the digital age of making movies. So it just doesn't have that kind of like, and I'm not saying like it needs to add like fake grain.
Would you want it in
like
black and white?
Maybe.
That would have been kind of cool.
I would totally watch this in black.
I would watch it in black and white too.
I would, yeah, I would too.
That'd be interesting.
I'd watch it with film grain. That old school.
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm wondering if just adding a little bit of film grain or like 50s haze, fuzz, something along the lines to like just kind of give it that, just that extra little feel to it. Because like everything, like I said, everything felt a little too like pristine and clean. But then again, like that's how it would be. Everything was brand new. So
I think what also makes this work extremely well is the runtime of this film, the pacing. For an hour and a half movie, it just doesn't stop, and it's intriguing the whole way. I find with so many characters out there.
I was not bored. I was not bored at all. The only thing I wish is that we got a little bit more character development with the boys, his group of friends. But in a way, I think it works because they were cannon fodder from the beginning, so we really didn't need to know a lot about them. We got, the one's backstory about how he saw Sawtooth Jack and when he was a kid. And so that's it really, he
was the kid that got murdered outside the fucking bomb shelter, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but other than that, I mean, it's a solid fucking movie, man. And I there's so many good parts, and I was not at all. I didn't pick up my phone once. I didn't, I didn't have to rewind because, well, what the hell just happened? Like, I was glued to the TV watching this movie.
Yep.
That's a very good way to look at the movie, man. If you don't touch your phone at all and you're watching it at home, that is some solid attention getting.
Yeah, and that was it was a fast hour and a half. It went by, and like I said, I wanted more. I was like, damn, I need more. I need to know what the hell's going on.
100%, man. I can't disagree with anything you guys said.
It's simple, effective, but wants more. It makes you want more.
Yes, it definitely did.
Once again, though, maybe change the cover up a little bit. Maybe you get some more streams. I don't know. The cover, like I said, didn't sell me, but watching it, this is definitely going to be in rotation again.
I would definitely recommend this to people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's like, if you want a good Halloween style or Halloween time movie,
this
you
is
would never
on your
normally
list.
watch. Fucking right. Absolutely. Solid. Well, if there's nothing else that we want to talk specifically about the movie, I say we hand it over to Chad Daddy and see what he's got for behind the scenes.
I have a little bit. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot. So
that's all right.
It's gonna be a little light.
We'll take it.
This is based on a 2006 novel of the same name by Norman Partridge. The book is set in a hamlet where its young men must confront a creature each year in the hopes that they will win a desirable prize.
I'm looking up for the book right now because now
that's exactly what
I found it. I don't think it's a long book.
Kind of with Scoobs, where I'm like, man, I haven't read a book in fucking ages.
The Audible books for
maybe
99 cents.
I got to get through The Shining first.
Ooh,
there you go.
All right. Sorry, boys, I'm really tired.
The
four main boys all wear masks of the Crimson Ghost character, most popularly known as a logo for the horror punk band The Misfits. As they put the masks on, the line is said, "Come on to a violent world with me," which is a lyric from the Misfits song Violent World. Later, when three other boys are seen huffing glue, they discuss a man being in a rock band in Jersey with an album coming out called Teenagers from Mars. Both of them are also explicit references to the Misfits.
All right. And you boys were 100% right. That book cover is dope. Give me that shit.
Dope. Yeah.
And to add to that Misfits element of the film, there is a song in here from Glenn Danzig, I do believe.
What?
Of the Misfits. Because I was trying to look up favorite song for the movie, and it just, come across it.
Danzig's best appearance ever was on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Blood's getting a little lighter there, guys.
I love that episode. That man is so strange and so frightening, and he never ever wears a shirt.
That's right. You guys seen that Ghost of Robot thing?
Okay, in a 2023 interview with Bloody Flicks, David Slade spoke about disagreeing with the studio on a key aspect of the film and what changes were made from the novel. He said, "In our first meeting with MGM Publicity, they asked us to play down Halloween and make it a kind of weird cult harvest. They were afraid that making a Halloween movie would be difficult to sell as the Halloween franchise was still alive and thus would limit them to releasing the movie at Halloween only. We disagreed on this point and went for a gritty, small-town Halloween gathering in the early 60s. Michael Giglio had the flash of genius to make the film sort of a sequel to the book, with Richie in the shadow of his brother, who had won the annual Halloween event, The Run, which I thought was a great tension. The script I read was already plotted out this way, and I was excited about it. I remember very few fundamental changes to Michael's interpretation until we hit post-production. My main drive was to keep as much of the film immediate as possible."
So it's almost a sequel to the book.
Almost a sequel to the book.
I'm going to buy the book now.
I just added it to my Amazon cart.
Interesting.
Audio or physical?
Physical.
How much?
$15, paperback.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Wait. You got to say it right.
What?
How much is it?
I don't know. How am I supposed to say it?
$15.
Little man, put that shit in my
hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me. My jungle love.
Much better. Much better. There's a cameo from Mark Boone Jr. as the town butcher. Ralph Jarrett. Boone Jr. played Bo Brower in 30 Days of a Night that was also directed by David Slade.
Nice.
I feel like I gotta watch that one again. I haven't watched that shit in like 20 years or whatever the fuck it came out.
I saw it when it first came out, and I didn't really like it.
Oh fuck! Sorry,
I
I just
never actually-
remembered something. That scene where he blows that kid's hand off, and the kid is like, "My dad's gonna kill me." I fucking lost it.
Yeah, bitch, don't touch his meat.
Don't touch his man meat.
Damn right.
The cast consists of only 25 men and 5 women, and most of the women were minor roles.
So you got his love interest, the mom. So there's 2.
And then
His
like
brother's-
random. Oh, his
his
brother's
brother's
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Was that the one that was crying to take him out of town at the end?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's like, I'll do anything, and I'm like, anything.
I missed. I didn't catch who she was, and I was just like, "Who the fuck is this random bitch?" Like, she just must know what's up.
And then the one guy's mom, do us proud. We need this.
I almost saw the father killing himself off before the mother. I did not expect that.
Yeah,
that was,
Because the dad seemed a little bit more tweaked
Yeah,
than the mom did. But
she was more heavily medicated than he was, too.
apparently, holy shit. I don't know, man. You wonder, like, you almost got to look at, I wish you had to look at the other families to see how they were affected by it too. You know what I mean? Like
You mean
whether
like
they were,
the other winners, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like were they in the same boat of where they were depressed, or were they like actually all happy about it because they're like, part of the council or something like that now?
It actually would have been interesting to see if the sheriff had a kid, and that was his son was maybe one of the victims. That's why he's so fucking.
Well, he said his brother,
His brother
right?
was.
His brother. That's right.
Yeah. So, which means he would have never been able to be part of it.
Yep.
So he would.
Oh no, his brother wasn't a
His brother
victim.
died.
His brother died because
Oh, the Dust Bowl.
Sawtooth
Yep.
actually made it. They didn't kill him that year, and so when the Dust Bowl or the dust and shit came, his brother died. So that's why he was so gung ho about it has to be done.
Which I wonder if like it was just straight Dust Bowl, or if it was also just like locust and plague and shit too.
Probably.
Which
It has to be.
That's what I'm saying,
something
man.
like
Let's
that.
go with like crazy biblical fucking deity, dude. But what else, Chad Daddy?
Dark Harvest was released digitally on October 13th, 2023, following a one-night-only screening in select Alamo Drafthouse cinema locations on October 11th, 2023. It was previously scheduled to be released on September 24th, 2021, and September 9th, 2022. So this thing actually got made and sat for a couple years.
That sucks.
Yeah,
That's lame.
it sucks that it did.
I
But
feel
at
like
least-
this could have did decent in theaters with some solid promotion behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Even if you just said fuck it, do it for the month of October, it could have done.
Well, yeah,
pretty-
but you got to remember too that MGM was going out to
That's true.
So to Prime,
Yeah.
right?
Hold on.
So
They-
they probably did. I mean, they weren't going to put the money into it.
yeah, you're right. It's Prime.
All right.
All right.
No,
well,
yeah. Plus, that was right after COVID, so everything with movies
Mhm.
and streaming was still kind of weird too. So I get it. All right. Anything else, Chad Daddy?
Just one more thing, just about the novel. The novel is set in an unnamed Midwestern hamlet where each year all of the men take part in a yearly ritual in which they hunt a giant pumpkin-headed creature that arises from the corn, known as both Sawtooth Jack and the October Boy. They are tasked with catching the creature before it makes it to the hamlet's church, which it must do before midnight in order to win the ordeal. Girls are forbidden from participating or being outside during the hunt. The winner of the hunt receives the ability to leave the hamlet, something not otherwise possible, and his family is given a new home, car, and a year free from bills.
Oh,
Damn.
You know what? If you had some really shitty kid that you just didn't even care for anymore, you'd be like, "All right, bro, you're in the run.
You know what? Go
Let's go, Ryan.
fuck out of my face and go.
I can go for a year free of bills." I'm glad they didn't go with the October Boy. I don't care for that one.
no.
Is that what you said? The October Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't have the nice like ring as Sawtooth Jack.
Sawtooth Jack. Just leave it at that.
There was another name that they call him. Hold on, let me find it real quick. also call him.
Oh.
So what?
Uh,
what this could also be answered in prequel lore. Why can't women? Why can't women be in this too? Is there some reason for that?
Oh, he also goes by Old Hacksaw Face.
Old Hacksaw Face. All right.
I like Sawtooth Jack.
Yeah, Sawtooth Jack's better.
All right.
Jack O'Lantern.
Maybe women can't be in it because they have to give birth to the next generation of runners. Just a thought.
That's
What it? Maybe. Who knows? That's what I don't know. I was going with maybe like he almost could like infect them or something like that, like like double possess down on them or
Sequel,
something.
Dark Harvest 2, Sawtooth Jack infection.
Sawtooth Jack and Jane.
I'm just saying, it only took the devil to be like, "Yo, bitch, why don't you eat that apple?" She'd be like, "All right, let's go."
The way you say it, all right, let's go.
Hey, man, just saying. God said don't do it. She was still just like, I don't know. That's given. I'm not
because women don't listen. But
that's a whole different conversation. There, Scoops.
The wrong podcast for that.
I say, don't get us in trouble, Scoops. All right. So
anyway,
Daddy, for those behind the scenes.
My pleasure. I wish I could have found more though.
Well, short but sweet, but you know what? It's all right. Sometimes that just happens. Once again, this movie wasn't really heavily promoted or anything like that, so it feels like it was one that was just kind of almost direct to stream, which, you know, whatever. Good to go. All right, man, we're actually pretty fucking early this evening.
Yeah, maybe we should have done a little slice of life. Maybe we'll throw that at the end.
You know what it is? It's because we were all on board with this movie. And sometimes that happens.
Yes.
When we all equally like a movie, we have somehow less to talk about than we do when we actually have like disagreements with the movie. We're just like,
we don't have any point and counterpoint issues. That's why.
No, we don't. It's everything's just kind of across the board, which is fine, right? Like,
that's okay. Hey, sometimes that's got to happen.
If you haven't seen this movie by now, definitely, if you're listening audio wise, give it a pause. Go fucking give this movie a watch. It's a solid fucking time for sure. All right. That being said, where did we watch this flick?
Prime.
Also Prime.
On demand.
I watched it Prime the first time, but they've taken it down here, so I had to watch it on fucking YouTube.
Oh, no shit.
Ooh.
Which is weird.
I actually
watched, like I said, on demand.
It was weird though on Prime because in order to rent it, it was $6 and then you could buy it for $12. Yeah.
I watched it for free.
I don't have Prime.
Oh, that's right.
So looking at it, I'm just like, it was kind of a toss-up because I was like, man, if this movie fucking sucks, I'm gonna be really pissed off. I just spent $6 to fucking rent it. So that's when Jen was like, wait a minute, how much is just a month? So it was just like, let's just get a month of fucking Prime because Christmas is coming up. We're gonna be using it anyways.
Oh yeah.
Know? So
yeah,
that's why I was just like, ooh, now I can also watch the new Batman show. So that's also
fucking good.
Is it really? I need to dip a toe in.
You could watch The Boys.
Ooh,
I could also that too, but that's just I don't want to. It's hard for me to dedicate that much time already to something that I know I have to.
Each season's only like 8 episodes long, though.
Yeah, but they're still an hour long a piece.
So
that's still 8 fucking hours in my head. I don't want to do that.
Dude, me and Steph binge watch them in a couple days. You can do it.
That sounds awful. I don't want to do it. I don't do that with shows, man. I don't like doing that. I'm like, nope. I get bored after like an episode or two, and I'm like, nah, I'm done. All right. So who was the douche of the film?
Father and the sheriff.
Father.
The sheriff.
In that
I
order.
hated that guy.
I'm gonna say the sheriff more than maybe the dad. Dad is still kind of a
let his
pussy.
kids die.
Yeah, but every parent in this town fucking lets their kids eventually die.
Yeah.
Hell, you could say just about practically the entire town.
Right. So the town in itself is just douchebags, like all the parentals.
I don't know about you, but the guy who at the end announces the winner and talks to him, I just want to punch him in the face too, because it's the same.
Ready for him?
Yeah, he's smug as fuck.
Fucking time. I wanted to punch his fat face in and watch the pus come out.
Yeah, but he's like the perfect kind of guy that would be on one of these like councils.
No,
Yeah.
and I agree with that, but it still makes me want to go, I'm going to kill you. I want to kill you. I want to see what happens.
All right. Favorite kill.
The geyser of blood coming out of that fucking storm door, like.
Oh, master bomb shelter. Okay,
that was cool. But the kill right before that they saw where the head rip.
Oh, yeah. The jaw rip.
Although no.
No, he ripped it he grabbed his whole head.
That was cool. But so was the.
Oh, man,
no, he grabbed him from the top and.
Yep, ripped it back.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the whole head slice between the two teenagers.
See, I almost give it to that too.
Because that was just a solid fucking head slice. I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, he keeps running and talking, then he drops and the brain spills out and everything.
I'd have to go. My fave kill is probably also my favorite scene to an extent, because the whole sawtooth ripping Bud's head apart, and then to summon that blood from the bunker full of victims, just fucking fatality.
I almost wish we saw an after shot of inside there.
Yes.
Like it would have been soupy and just body parts everywhere. It would have been fucking fantastic.
That would have been.
I'm gonna go. Damn. I'm gonna go with the butcher shooting that one kid in the fucking head.
Oh,
yeah.
That made me laugh.
Yeah,
I laughed at that one.
All right, solid. Okay. That takes us to best scene.
The
yeah,
bunker.
I pretty much just mentioned it. Yeah, that whole
bunker.
I'm with Brody on that one. That was
to the bunker.
Was that the same scene where the kid was watching him from the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost like that part of that scene better.
Yeah.
The setup of that scene is great.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with when the night begins and all the kids come out of the house, because it just starts this whole evening. Starts this whole evening of chaos.
You know what? I'll even add to that just them showing the montage of the kids in their cabins locked up.
From that to where it starts. So yeah, I'm right there with Johnny on that. Yeah.
Somebody's always got to throw in the credits. All right. That takes us to worst moment.
Wait, I didn't get to.
I'm sorry, Chad. I apologize.
I'm actually going for best scene, the mid credits scene.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
It's a fucking massacre.
I feel like we didn't even talk. We need to add a little bit to that. That was more than just a mid credit scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually, like a little mid credit scene is just some bullshit. Like
it was a full epilogue.
Yeah, 100%. I was just like, wow, this is like a solid 5-minute fucking extra scene, which sets up a completely better, like another awesome sequel potentially. So, or maybe you don't need it. Maybe you just assume you're like, you know what? Fuck that town, dude. He's just gonna go fucking.
Yeah, you know what happens.
Burn it down.
All right. That takes us to worst moment or scene.
This was actually really hard for me because this was the question I kept asking myself on the rerun last night watching this, and I honestly could not. For me personally,
I don't have a worst moment or scene in this one.
I don't have a worst scene. There's no scene, but I think the worst character arc is the father not shooting the sheriff. Like, so I'm gonna take that's my worst part. I'll say, but
Gene wasn't saying the credits rolling. By the way, he was saying the credits scene.
Okay. Sorry. Well, sometimes that's been a joke for here.
So. Yeah, that's a joke around here.
That's true.
What's your favorite part of the movie?
Cemetery Man.
The credits. Yeah, exactly. The credits for Cemetery Man.
Sorry, Gene, I had to throw that in there, mate.
No, I really don't have one either, man. I feel like every scene was pretty solid and necessary for what we got, right? Mm-hmm. Even the scene with him running from the bully. You might say it doesn't need to be there, but then it's him going into the theater and talking to his girl there, before they actually get together. So it's kind of build up on that. But you're also seeing that he's not like some asshole, tough guy out there. He's just fucking, sick of the anxiety and everything else that comes with the life.
Yeah, there's no worse scene. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick one more scene, and that's only just because what happened when they stole the cop's car. Like, what the fuck was going on in the background with the cop just ripping that guy out of the house?
Well, because he was hiding, he didn't want to do the hunt.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh.
was a teenager. It was a teenager that was hiding from the hunt.
Yeah.
He didn't,
See,
or he didn't want to do
I
the
didn't know
run.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so
then
I
I
guess
changed
the
mine.
parents are the ones that fucking called the cops or called him to go get him out so he
Yep.
could go do the run.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, those parents are
Yeah.
the douchebags.
think
I
you're
said all
right.
the parentals of this town, dude, for sure. All right. Did the opening scene hook you in?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it did.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Got that random kid in the middle of the road with his costume on. You hear some cool fucking grumbles and shit, and then yeah,
Did you notice they reused the shot twice? The same
Yes.
shot twice
Yes,
in
they
this film?
did. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did notice that, but that's okay. I'll
Yeah,
forgive
that's
it for that.
fine. Sorry.
I'll allow it.
Chad Eddie, was that a yes for you too, bud? No, maybe.
I'm gonna go with the scene.
Ah!
Oh,
Yeah,
of
Chad Daddy. High
course.
five. High five me, Chad Daddy. High five me. Yeah.
How do we go the whole episode without doing that?
I did it earlier.
No,
You did?
Scuba opened it with it.
I opened with
You
it.
did.
Oh yeah, sorry.
He did.
I was sharing, so I was only kind of happy.
You're good.
Gotta share and share, you know.
But opening
Yes.
scene?
Yes, absolutely.
All righty. That leads us to most attractive character.
The mom.
I'm
And
going
you
with
Because
this
it was
Crenshaw.
girl.
slim pickings. It was slim pickings in this town, and mom was not that cute, but she was the cutest one.
I'm gonna go with his girl. 100%.
I'm gonna go with the brother's girlfriend.
Yep, Annie Crenshaw.
Yeah, she looked too clingy.
But
I-
I nearly picked Bud's mother, the one that like gets his head. Bud's the one that gets his head ripped apart.
Oh.
I nearly picked his mother.
Oh, his mom. Yes,
She was pretty cute.
his mom was
I
cute.
might have to go with that too.
I don't remember. Now I'm gonna go back and watch it again. Just
She
to
was-
see
she
it.
was-
Bud,
Latina?
Bud
You're
was
just-
the Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know his mama
okay,
was
yeah.
a spicy Latina.
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
with Bud's mom. Bud's
right.
mom has
That's it.
got it going on.
All right. Did the score set the mood?
Yeah,
Was there a score?
I didn't even pay attention.
I
Yeah,
heard
that's
music,
okay.
but I mean, I thought it fit.
I think the soundtrack fitted to this film pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was
Yeah.
fully invested either way, so I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to say yes.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed.
There, let's just put it this way: there's no real wonky parts that you're just like that doesn't fit. You know what I mean? So that takes us to best song.
The Damned, Neat, and it's when they first come out of their rooms after being starved for 3 days.
Ooh,
Yeah,
all right. I
I'm
like
gonna
that.
agree with Brody on that one. Yeah,
I'll have to go with that because honestly, I don't know any other songs or remember them.
There's a couple like 50s songs, but none I can really remember. And I don't even think they were like the originals. I think they were covers of them too. At that,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Teenage Heaven by Eddie Cochran.
All
I
right.
like that.
That takes us to favorite character.
Sawtooth Jack. Oh, is it
Love
fair to say Sawtooth Jack?
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah,
it's fair.
absolutely.
I love Sawtooth
Yeah.
Jack, but I love our main character too.
You know, I'm gonna say Richie is my favorite character, but because he in turn becomes Sawtooth Jack.
Yeah, there you go. You get 2 for 1.
Man, that's a
I'm gonna say the pyromaniac love interest.
I mean, she does have kind of an interesting fucking story.
She does.
She does.
And the cop totally killed her parents.
Oh yeah.
And given with the times too, I'm glad that they kind of like crept on that a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely.
He's like,
because
why
it was
can't you go to the
63.
dance? She's like,
Hello.
hello. Duh.
He's just like,
Oh
Time it
my
is.
god. Never
So
mind.
let's see. I really like Richie because he's a solid main character. Like you feel for him.
is.
He's going through a
He
lot of
was.
shit.
actually
But
I didn't
you know
know
what?
his best mate.
I was gonna say I think I might go his buddy there, the blonde one, where he was just a little bit
Yep.
more of a snide asshole, but you could tell he
Yep.
was doing it out of like a spot of kind of like love, like
Yeah.
brotherly
Yeah.
love. And
He was
Yeah,
a pretty
he
cool
was.
character too.
Yep.
It was.
So it's like, yeah, he'd be the hard ass of the group that might cause some issues, but that's the motherfucker you also want there to be on your side when some shit goes down, right?
He's the asshole, but he's our asshole.
That's right.
He's your best friend, asshole.
That takes us to, was it scary?
You know,
The
Look at it
idea
from a
of
different
ravenous 18-year-old dudes running around in a town is absolutely terrifying.
Yes.
I have a stupid fear for absolutely no reason other than the Scary Stories book of fucking scarecrows. Scarecrows fucking terrify me. If I see a scarecrow in real life, I go the other way. I hate scarecrows. All because of fucking Harold the Scarecrow in the Scary Story book.
It's a
It
great
just
story.
gives me this weird existential.
How was the
crisis.
adaptation for the movie in that? Because I have yet to watch that movie.
It's not
like the book at all, because I mean the book
No.
is like all different things. So it's kind of like Goosebumps mixed with
Okay.
yeah. I
But
enjoyed it. It
I always
horrible.
remember that particular one from Scary Stories just because I mean the artwork for that one too was just gross.
Yeah.
Just like the fat
So
gross
I'm
scarecrow.
gonna say I was uneasy watching this because he was a scarecrow, and while he wasn't your traditional scarecrow, he was, I don't know, man. Even the scarecrow from Wizard of Oz weirds me out. It's not scary, but it weirds me out. It just gives me this weird feeling. So I'm gonna say yes.
I'm with Steve. I think as a kid, scarecrows in a cornfield, not knowing where they're just going to jump out at you, not knowing what's in front of you because of the corn, that shit scares me. And we had one in the backyard I used to throw darts at because it used to freak me the fuck out. My old man built one. It was like really fucking human-like, and I was like, "Fuck this."
I'm also saying yes, but I have a weird fascination with scarecrows. I am the sick asshole who wants to make them look fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
which reminds me, next year I gotta do that.
All right. I feel like we don't even really need to answer this one, but does it hold up today?
Yes.
Yes.
The new movie. Solid movie. Sad that this movie didn't get any kind of
release.
Yeah, any kind of push. I feel like it probably could have did pretty solid. Who knows though? Maybe this will be one where a couple years it'll have a weird cult following too. So
I hope it does.
I feel like it will. I feel like it will.
I
Did
agree.
he get a Blu-ray release?
I feel like it could.
Oh, definitely.
What's that, Brody?
Did he get a Blu-ray release or?
I don't think so.
Why don't you boys check that out?
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
not
it.
sure.
All right. How's the acting?
I thought it was pretty solid.
That was decent.
All right. Let's see. Dark Harbor. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think there is. I didn't.
There
I don't
is.
feel like anybody phoned it in or anything like that. So
No.
there is a physical release.
There is a physical release. Hold on. It's all on eBay though. I don't know if it's real or what is it.
It's probably DVRs made.
I think they're DVRs made because because there's no other place where you could buy like Amazon.
You can get one from Online Movie Shop, whatever the fuck that.
Yeah, they're
It'll be like my TCM 22.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's all right. All righty. Cinematography. How do we feel?
Fucking beautiful.
It's
The shots in
wonderful
this movie
shot.
are incredible.
They put a lot of attention to detail for just the decor shots alone. I feel like we definitely got probably 3 or 4 good solid like night and daytime shots of that church with all the fucking pumpkins littered around and just the town in itself.
But you know, even the shots of like the daytime town in the streets with the cars passing by, you get those old school vehicles and stuff. That was, I mean,
I liked it.
It was great.
Love it.
Plus, seeing like that old school theater, you're just like, I want that, dude. Like, God
yes.
I also love how it didn't like say what was playing. It just said Boris Karloff and Vincent Price double feature.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Perfect. That's perfect, right?
Yeah.
You
don't
know
need to
exactly.
know
You're
more.
like,
Yeah,
Just
so
go in.
yeah.
and it gives you a good presence of what time it is if you were questioning it still to that point, which I didn't know right away it was when it was set. It definitely took me probably an extra minute or so to be like, oh,
Well, it said right at the beginning it was 1962, and then it was
I
like 1
might
year
have not
later.
have noticed that. So,
We see it on the checks anyway that they get.
Yeah.
aha. that takes us to, did we like the premise?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, wait, my favorite. Yes, absolutely.
Premise is not a new one by any means, like we discussed earlier in the episode. It's something that we've seen before, a little bit different take on it. But all in all, I mean, did everybody feel like Scoob and I the first time watching this, where you had this pretty much figured out within the first 5-10 minutes?
No, it
Unfortunately,
took me a little bit.
Unfortunately, I knew going into it because I did the show notes before I watched the movie.
Ooh,
Which I
Stop
don't
doing that, Chad Daddy.
I usually don't.
I was gonna say, I feel like that
time.
would definitely be a hinder for sure. So okay, that's fair. All right. Well, then, was the climax satisfying?
Just yes, but give me more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
I was gonna say the
Go ahead.
climax pissed me off until the post-credits scene. Then I was like, okay, that completely redeemed it.
I don't know. Right. I would say the climax was upsetting.
Yes.
Very.
Yes.
However, still satisfying because once again, like I said, I like sometimes the negative spin on the end of a horror movie. It's a horror movie nonetheless. Sometimes there's shit that just doesn't go right. But
Poor
that
Gene's
ad-
just over here going off on the chat, and we're not even.
Gene, we
sorry,
love
buddy.
you.
First of all, Children of the Corn is terrible.
I hate
And
that
I
movie.
will- that movie is so
I know Brody loves it,
fucking
but
boring.
it
I'm
is
not saying
boring.
a goddamn word.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, you like that movie? By
I
all
liked
means.
it as a kid.
It's
I
boring.
loved it as a
Nope.
kid, and I can't. I don't know.
I remember watching that.
My
I never
ADD's
watched
worse.
it because I thought it was stupid when I was a kid. And when I started dating my wife, we started, I was just like, this is when we were going to Blockbuster. We were going through movies, and she was like, oh, I remember my mom always saying she was so scared of this movie. We watched it. I was like, this is the most boring piece of shit. I was like, no wonder Sarah Connor went and fought fucking Terminators after this because she had to get out of fucking Kansas away from this boring ass bullshit.
Well, Jane,
Well, that
if you
was
want a
after
really scary
Terminator.
scarecrow, watch Children of the Corn 3. That's
Now, Children of the Corn 3,
evil.
I will give you that one. For some reason, that one is better to me than the first one is.
I do like number 3 more. And that scarecrow is fucking insane in that movie. So
That's the one with the actual with the corn fucking machine, right?
yeah, so they move
The big
actually to
tractor?
Chicago, and they move into Chicago planting seeds in like this warehouse, and then you walk inside the warehouse full of corn, and it takes you to like a fucking
Yeah, but didn't they
it's
have
like
the
really
giant
weird.
fucking tractor at the end that the kid got sucked up into? Wasn't that the third one?
It was either that one or that was number 4.
Maybe I'm
Might have
mixing
been-
them up.
might have been number 4, but the
right.
scarecrow in part 3 is insane. It's Screaming Mad George worked on it.
I've never
That's all
seen.
I
I've
know.
never
See,
seen
that-
part 3, and
see-
I'm looking at it now. I
Is
gotta
that-
watch it.
So is that where we actually get a physical representation of he who walks behind the rose?
Could possibly be.
Because like I know
From
that's the whole
memory.
like point of the like I like the idea and the concept of Children of the Corn, right? Like
Yep.
that's whole cool. Is it a whole demonic story, and then at the end it actually is, and you're just like, oh shit, but
It kind of focuses on the elements of the first film while being its own film. So it's like you don't really have to watch maybe 1 and 2 to sort of, if you know what I mean. They only just elaborate on He Who Walks Behind the Rose, but it's a completely different story. Maybe that'd be one to chuck on. I could
Maybe.
bring out for next year. yeah.
I gotta watch it now.
all right. So recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Rewind all the time.
Rewind.
Yeah, rewind this shit, dude.
Rewind. Expand it. Give us a prequel.
Rewind.
Give us a sequel. We want more.
I don't know which one I want more though. I feel like prequel because
I
I
want
want
prequel.
some fucking lore. But
I
I
wanna
feel
see
like
how it
you
started.
could give us that lore in a sequel.
I'd rather see it fully fleshed out as a movie.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you because I would like another period piece movie. I think it would be cool.
Or maybe even as like a TV series.
Yeah.
Like a TV miniseries.
Yeah.
Nah, movie.
I'd say movie. But all right.
I'll be happy
I'm
with
just, I'm just
anything.
glad we all enjoyed it, man. It's a solid watch.
Yeah.
Let's rate this bitch. Let me pull out my handy dandy quacky later. All right. Usually I already got Brody's in there, but not today. Bobby, what do we got, brother?
4.8. Only because I wanted
Damn.
more. I wanted more.
Setting the bar high. All right. Scuba.
I'm giving it a 5. There was nothing I hated about that movie.
Damn. All right. Doppelganger Kanga Banga.
I was going to agree with Bobby, but I'm agreeing with Scuba Cobra.
5?
Ooh.
5 for me.
Hot damn. Shad Daddy.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It's not quite a 5 for me. I really did like it, but yeah, it's a 4.5.
And I am sitting in the same boat with Chad Daddy. Like, it is a solid watch. I'll gladly watch it again. I don't think it was the perfect movie for me, but it was damn, like, I was entertained from start.
This is one of my new favorite movies.
All
Like,
right.
this is on my list of favorite films. I love this movie.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, so let's divide that bitch by 5. That would be a 4.76, so a 4.8, like Bob called it. Fuck
Hey!
yeah.
I called it this time. I feel good.
Fuck yeah, dude. I would say that is a solid fucking score for 2023's Dark Harvest. Thank you once again to DKB for throwing this on the list for us.
Pleasure.
Yes.
Chad Daddy, what are we covering next week, brother?
Oh, next week we are once again celebrating the 70th anniversary of the King of the Monsters.
Oh,
with
shit.
The original Gojira.
Ooh.
OG Gojira.
OG,
Right.
Japanese version.
And we can find this on Max, Pluto.
I think it should be on Tubi as well.
That would make sense. Tubi does have a lot of kaiju movies going on.
But they rotate in and out, so it might be on there, it might not. I haven't checked it in a while.
All right. Sweet.
But it's definitely on Pluto and Max.
Which we are watching the original Japanese one.
The
correct?
original Japanese.
Not,
No
okay.
Raymond Burr, not King
All
of the
right.
Monsters.
I was gonna say I want to make sure we're all on the same page and we're not watching like the Americanized version or whatever.
I'm probably going to watch both just for my own entertainment.
That's fine. I just don't want to get them confused in my head where it's like one to the other, because obviously, if anybody doesn't know, the Americanized one is literally the Japanese one, but heavily fucking edited.
Yeah, they take out all the horror elements and make it just like a pure, straight up sci-fi movie.
Right. So, all right. That being said, I will note that Shad Daddy has all of our list for next year.
I do.
Yeah.
So I know the man has put in some work, or is putting in some work to set those all up to figure out how it's going to fall in the charts. But we got some solid fucking picks next year, man.
We do.
It didn't look like anybody necessarily went with any kind of particular theme, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Next year we are not doing a series run, I believe, right?
Right.
Nope.
Right.
We're doing we're doing a light series run, but not the entire series.
We're doing 3 of the VHS movies. That's not
Not
right.
the shitty ones.
Yeah.
Well, we don't. There's a few other ones. Like I said, I haven't seen them all, so I can't say shitty or not. But we're doing a few of those. We got some body horror in there. We got some sci-fi shit going on.
We got some vampire movies.
Yeah, man. We got some action movie horror and
one musical.
What?
Did somebody
put Sweeney Todd?
No, I put Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh,
thank God. Because in
we
my
have
head,
a comedy. We have a comedy also.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was gonna say in my head, I was thinking, but that would actually be more of an opera. I was like, please no, don't put Repo on there, because I do not fucking want to watch that. That
movie. Fuck you. I love that movie so much.
That movie was shit. Fuck that, dude. I turned that shit so fast off, dude.
I did put Club Dread on my list because we need that movie.
Yo, man, there's a few random ones. Like I said, I got Psycho Gorman on there, so we got some,
Tokyo Gore Police.
You got every fucking thing, dude. I got
I said, I just felt like throwing some anthology movies on there, so I just picked 3 just randomly out of a list, really.
Hey, man, yeah, I can't believe we've never covered All Hallows Eve. That's why I was like, bro, I got to throw it on there.
No,
if we're covering all Terrifiers.
Have you given your list yet to Chad Daddy Brody?
I've got them all.
Yeah. I'm trying to fucking remember what I picked. I think American Psycho.
I'm always
American
excited
Psycho's
for
on
Brody's
there.
list because there's always films on there that I necessarily would not have fucking taken the time to watch. And some of them I'm like, God damn it, Brody, why did you make me watch this? But others I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
He's got some good ones on there.
There's one on there. I think you get it. Let's put it this way. It disturbed the absolute hell out of me when I first watched it.
But
That's
now,
kind of Martyrs.
And it
What's that?
is. Do you want me to just say what the fuck it is? It's Martyrs from 2008.
Oh,
no shit.
great fucking
Figured that was
movie.
the one.
Seen that.
No, Brody, that's a
That
great
movie fucked
movie.
me up.
It's a great movie.
So
I have that on DVD, and I've never
I do
watched it. It was my dad.
Oh,
My dad used to watch the fuck out of it, but when
It's
he
gnarly
passed,
as
I
fuck.
took his collection of DVDs, and I have so many horror movies that I've never watched that are just sitting there. So
well, wait till
fuck
you
yeah.
watch that one.
not the remake. Don't watch the remake.
No,
Just,
watch the
2008
original.
French.
Yeah, French version.
But no, next
Great
year
for
is
treat.
going to be a solid run for sure.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see how Chad Daddy.
are we gonna kick off?
finagles it.
Are we gonna kick off January like we said, or are we gonna wait till Christmas time for T3?
I still haven't decided.
I would almost say wait till Christmas.
That's what I'm
I'm
thinking.
down to wait.
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
watch
thinking,
it like 80
honestly.
times before.
Yeah, I want to
Christmas
build
anyways.
to it.
I still haven't seen it. I need to.
Well, you gotta. I mean, we'll definitely be watching it next year for sure. I'd say we
I'm
don't
looking
have.
forward to it.
I don't know if we have any New Year's Eve style. I mean, we got Ghostbusters 2 this year,
Mhm.
but for next year, I don't know. I guess we'll see where Chad Daddy takes us. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm sitting looking, and I almost want to open the year with Blade. I don't know why, but it
Dude,
feels right.
do
Yes!
it.
Who
it.
fucking
Yeah,
is
let's
Blade?
open it with the scuba pick. Let's go.
It
Did
feels
you pick
right.
Blade?
I picked Blade, buddy.
Fuck, I was going to pick that. Thank you. Thank you for putting that on there.
I picked Blade. I
Best
picked Abraham
motherfucker.
Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. And
I like that you threw that on there.
Mhm.
what other
Never
I put
seen
another
that.
vampire movie on there.
Salem's Lot remake.
The new Salem's Lot, right? It's
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Now, Abraham Lincoln, it's funny you put that on there because, like,
Never watched
I put
it.
that in a weird vein of like comfy, cheesy movies.
Yeah.
And it's to me, like, I put Legion in the same vein as that. Like, I
Yeah.
could watch those as a double feature, even though, like, I don't know how anybody feels on that one.
I
I
love that.
almost was going to put that on the list, but I didn't know if that would count or not.
I love
What's
that
that?
Scoobs picked a movie that we talked a lot about in like the cast and everything last week. He picked Stream.
Well, yeah,
That's why I put it on there, because we talked about it a lot, and there was a lot of cast from that. So when I was making my list, that was one of the first ones I threw on there.
Well, because you picked Stream, I picked Host for next year. I don't know if you've seen that.
I think I've
I haven't seen it,
Yeah,
but I've
Host-
heard good things.
not the host, right?
No, not the
No,
not
just-
the not the kaiju movie.
Okay.
No. I obviously picked The Substance, put it in my list on Friday because me and Rebecca watched it on Friday.
Dude, that last
oh,
20
and-
minutes is
and John.
fucking gnarly.
Your brother-in-law was right. Squelch.
I have it right here on my
Squelch.
PC. I
I
just
know
gotta
you
watch
do,
this
and I know
shit.
we want to watch it, but she's like,
No, it's fine, dude. I don't give a shit.
But John, everybody, the squelch is real.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've seen it. It is next.
I know Brody. Oh, dude,
95% squelch.
all I have to
All right.
say is the person who definitely made it. They definitely liked Body Melt to some sort of degree.
Is it squelchier than the shunting?
Yeah.
Was that
Why,
squelch? Was
do you
that
know what?
squelchy or was that just like KY juicy?
That was more KY.
was-
This is legitimate
was.
squelch.
KY is still squelchy.
But
Yeah.
this
This is just like Cronenberg let loose on ecstasy or something. This last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Is just,
And Demi.
Now this
Moore
isn't Cronenberg's
is-
son, is it? Who directed
No,
the
no.
substance?
No.
Okay.
Sam
And-
Sheila.
All
Yeah,
right.
I forget.
I think.
Fair enough.
And
Can't-
Demi
I feel you, Chad
Moore,
Daddy.
both actresses in this movie, they did a jam up job.
All righty. Was there anything nerdy that you boys want to bring up today?
I haven't
Speaking
even.
of Cronenberg, someone is potentially doing a sequel to The Fly.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Excuse
Wow.
me?
I
will
don't know
pull
how I
that-
feel about that.
I will
Like-
pull that up.
Sequel to Fly 2? Or are we skipping Fly
No,
2?
skipping The Fly too, and just going directly from the '86 film from.
So we're
Cronenberg.
we're almost like redoing Fly 2 then? Like we're going to take
It's
off
kind of
that
like what they
baby?
did with Halloween, like just skip Halloween 2 and then do a direct.
So we're
sequel
doing
to
a
the
legacy one.
So
All right.
Yeah.
it says while the film's plot is under wraps, sources stressed that it's set in the universe of Cronenberg's film rather than a straightforward remake. That's all they know right now.
I like The Fly too. Just fucking leave it.
So it's not
Right?
necessarily ignoring The Fly too. It's just
Or give us a third film, a trilogy, and call the last one Flies, and then have it both twin boys are affected with the fucking gene.
That would be cool, actually.
That, all right. I dig it.
So Gene asked if we got our HasLab stuff yet. No, it has not come in yet.
No, I wouldn't anticipate that till December.
Yeah, because they said the cutoff is November 18th for you to make sure your address is correct. So,
for anybody who's a John Carpenter fan, there is a new book that's coming out. Conversations with John Carpenter. A book will collect 16 years of exclusive Carpenter interviews. It's going to be called Bringing the Darkness instead of like Conversations with John Carpenter. It's got a whole frank of interviews that nobody's ever heard of, never read before. It'll be going on pre-order soon. I'm sure as anybody, me as a Carpenter fan, yeah, that's already going to be in my like cart when the pre-order is up.
When the fuck is his video game dropping out?
Yeah, knowing him, it's probably not going to be till mid next year.
Because wasn't it was him and his son working on it?
Yeah, he's a video game fiend, so I'm sure they're probably having a field day with it, which I don't blame them.
Yeah, Toxic Commando. When the fuck is that supposed to drop? Because they already dropped like a trailer last year, or at least a teaser trailer.
Yeah, I know he's been working on it for a long time too.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I'm even interested in this because his name's attached to the fucking text. It's like, let's fucking go. All right. Anything else, boys? I don't know if we mentioned it. Terrifier 3 hit highest grossing unrated movie of all time last
Yes, it did.
So, props to them for sure.
Nosferatu movie coming out on Christmas. Why Christmas? I don't know, but it is coming.
probably because there's not much competition.
Nope.
I'd go see that shit on Christmas, dude.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna maybe see it like a couple days after. See what the missus wants to do. Of course.
I've always wanted to hit a movie on Christmas, dude, because there's always gets to that point of Christmas Day where you're just kind of done.
That's why we did an episode last year on Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. Usually it's like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm just like, all right, I'm spent. That's good. Now it's time. It's done. So did we do an episode on Christmas last year?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
It was Christmas Day.
Oh my God.
Remember, we just sat here and shot the shit and talked about our previous year.
That was a fun episode.
It was.
I think we were a little later, but I was also hitting the sauce.
Yeah, we were.
Usually
We were a little bit later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Well, we'll talk. I was going to say Christmas Eve is a Monday, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because we'll have to discuss that.
No, it's a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay.
All right.
I was going to say if it's a Monday, I'm like, I know I won't be around already. But if
Let's
it's Tuesday, we're good.
Ghostface fans, if you are a Mortal Kombat fan as well, Ghostface will be dropping this month. We are in November now.
Great.
So that just dropped. So
I
don't know, man.
Done any of the Scream movies?
We have not.
Nope.
We have not. I'm not gonna lie, man. Even though if I'm not a fan of it, I still like the fact of like all the mask variations they're bringing in for the character and shit like that for costume swaps and everything. So that was cool. I'm excited about Conan. I want to see what they do with him when they drop him, but that won't be till next year. Anything else, boys?
We did get a photo of Shao Kahn silhouette from the new Mortal Kombat 2 coming out next year.
Which that is October next year, and god damn it, that's going to be
Yep.
I wonder when they're going to. When do you think they're going to drop the teaser? April? 6 months out?
Yeah, I just hope they don't do it like they did last time, a month before the release of the movie.
I'd be fucking pissed, dude. Be like, no. You've been fucking teasing this shit way too fucking long. Do it now.
Exactly. No, I dare say maybe, March, April next year we'll get something.
All right.
Hopefully.
Was there anything else nerdy? I'm looking through right now. I'm not seeing anything.
I got nothing.
I got nothing too important right now myself.
Scream Factory's bringing Last Voyage of Demeter to 4K. That's cool. Shudder gets a lot of fuck. What the fuck, Netflix? Shudder's making physicals. Get on it. God damn it.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Jackasses.
I always wanted to watch the Last Voyage too. I heard it was all right.
I heard some good things about it.
I heard it's a very dark movie though, like
Yeah.
DC, like hard to see dark. Not
Uh,
not dark as in like, oh wow, this is a
like
macabre
like
shit.
Hellraiser on Hulu.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. Very, very just like I gotta turn my brightness up, man.
Dude,
can't see
that
shit.
was the only thing I hated about that movie was you couldn't see shit.
But hey, it's all right. That being said, unfortunately, spooky season's over. We are in time for we're in our turkey time right now.
Turkey time, baby.
Spooky
it's time
season
to
is
ride,
year round.
time to ride down that mountain of mashed potatoes in a kayak on a gravy
I
river.
still say
dude,
I
that
need to get that printed on an outside vinyl and just put that up with 2 stakes in my front yard, write Happy Thanksgiving on it, and put a spotlight on that bitch, dude. Like,
Yes, you fucking do.
Brody's like, fuck y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about Johnny D eating biscuits now that I know what they are.
Yeah,
That gravy
biscuits
train,
and gravy,
mate.
baby.
That's
mm,
it.
right.
Oh, and you
No,
take
actually-
the mashed potato, put it on your gravy, or mashed potato on the biscuit with the gravy.
Oh,
See,
I was
I do
thinking-
rolls, brown and served rolls, man. I get brown and served rolls. I put a layer of fucking gravy on top of them, and then I put stuffing and turkey on top of that, and put more gravy.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Dude, that just
Oh,
reminds me. I went to KFC yesterday for lunch because I was out, and I got one of the famous bowls. Dude, when did they get fucking smaller and more expensive?
This year.
5 years ago.
inflation.
No,
Yeah.
they 5 years ago they like shrunk the size down like 20%, and it's like,
Yeah, they're so much smaller now.
what? Yeah, dude, I used to eat 2 of those back in the day.
You know what's still
Now I eat, like,
big?
3.
The pot pies. Those are still the same size.
Do they still have what the fuck was it?
You
The
really wanna know
chicken
what's so
sandwich
big?
that was just the sandwich itself was just
With the
chicken
roll.
without
Oh
the roll.
no, that fucking double decker or triple
Yeah,
decker
what the
chicken
fuck
Yeah,
was
sandwich.
that?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I think they brought it back, but I think it's gone again.
I have
There
never
was just
felt
3
more
chicken
fat in
patties.
I have never felt more fat in
Dude,
my life than you're like,
when-
yo, man, let me just hold on to this greasy ass chicken.
When
I
did they
fucking want
stop selling the Nashville hot chicken? Like Nashville hot chicken was a fad that disappeared real quickly, and I fucking loved it.
That was so fucking good. Oh my god.
I do
I
like
know.
their new. I do love the new KFC chicken tenders that they have because
I
now
need
they
to
make
go-
them with the original recipe. Oh, it's so good.
Fuck,
I
I
gotta
was
go.
KFC now.
I know. I want fucking. I am starving, boys. I text Mel as soon as the podcast started. I said, "What's for dinner?" I am fucking starving.
So do you guys have the KFCs that are mixed with other restaurants?
Yes,
around
KFC
here?
and
No.
Long Johns.
See, we have KFC
got-
and Taco Bell, bro. So it's
Ooh.
like
We
that's the fucking-
had that, and then they separated. Now there's
The
a
fuck?
Taco Bell in the one plaza and a KFC in another one.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
we have KFC and Long John Silver's. And I remember one time I went to fucking go get KFC, and they're like, "We don't have any chicken." And I'm like,
Huh?
"You're a fucking
It's
KFC."
fucking KFC, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
And they're like, "Well, we don't have our truck didn't come in, blah blah blah." Okay, well, I drive off and I go back and I'm like, "Well, fuck it. It's Long John Silver's has fried, their chicken planks. I'll just get some of that." So I go back and I'm like, "Well, do you have the chicken planks?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we have that." Why the fuck didn't you tell me you had that fucking kind of fried chicken? I would have gotten that instead of driving my ass 10 minutes away and then coming back.
I get it. I get
No,
it.
I'm just picturing Scoobs driving down the road. Fuck! Why didn't I get there?
Yeah.
Why didn't I get the chicken from Long John's?
I mean, honestly, I would at least got a side
Pulls
of
the
hush
Yui
puppies
in the
for
middle of
ride.
the
Dude,
road.
John, bro, when I go, that's all I get. The fucking chicken planks because I hate seafood. I get chicken planks and I get hush puppies with tartar
Hush
sauce.
puppies, baby.
That is my meal.
Dude, hush puppies all fucking day.
There's
That's a
nothing
hush
better.
puppy.
It's fucking a fried cornbread ball. It's just
Yeah,
a ball of
delicious.
cornbread that's got
So
onions
good.
and seasoning in it, and you
That's
deep
so
fry
good.
it, and it's so fucking good.
And for
It's
some
so
reason, I would
goddamn-
sit there and eat a platter of those bitches, dude. Like,
I've got a
Mhm.
bag of them in my freezer.
Fuck
It's like
yeah.
the Red Lobster biscuits. You just can't have 10.
Oh,
Stop
no, it's
talking
better.
about
It's
food. I'm
better.
hungry. Let's end the
I
show.
would be
I'm
a
fucking
fat
hungry.
motherfucker if I lived over there.
Yes,
would
I was just
be-
about to say, Brody, if you ever came over here, you're going back with like 25 more pounds.
Oh yeah.
all right,
Yes.
that happens.
I'll starve
Happy
myself before I
25
come over.
pounds.
I'm literally
Sir,
doing
there's
that right now
probably
just because of the
five.
season we're fucking in, bro. This is fattening
Same,
dude.
season right now.
I'll be like the kids
boy
in this
season.
motherfucking movie.
Dude, I'm keeping it good till Thanksgiving because I plan on eating half that fucking turkey.
Oh, and then you get some Texas brisket in you.
Yeah.
Stop!
Nothing to
Stop!
All right,
that.
boys, it's time to close this bitch up here. Everybody's a little hungry, salivating at the mouth.
I want
Bob,
my
start
baby
us
back,
off,
baby
brother.
back.
This should have killed Machine Bob me won't saying I'm salivating in the fucking mouth, even though I had dinner already, but now I want some KFC. But we'll see you next week. I don't even remember what the movie is. We'll see you next week.
This is your host with the ghost, the prince of the paranormal, the Duke of the Dead, Lord Scuba Cabra, saying, please, please, please listen to the 2 new episodes that I just dropped of Somewhat Supernatural. I did a new format. I did an episode on Dia de los Muertos and just talking about random cryptids. I did do one from Australia. I don't remember which one I did, but I did do one from Australia.
Send it my way.
So, and the podcast episodes, like I said, it's a new format, so it's a lot shorter. I think the second one's only like 19 minutes long, but it's got a lot of information in it. So please go to Podbean or Spotify, check it out. And I will see you next week to watch Godzilla destroy Tokyo.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Once again, it's been an honor to jump on here finally after such a long goddamn time.
I know,
Our
it's
pleasure.
great to
Our
fucking
pleasure.
have you, homie.
Absolutely,
Um,
always.
In saying that, this is your DKB signing out saying, I want my baby back, Chili's baby back, fucking ribs.
There you go.
And I'll catch you
Barbecue
mother lickers next week.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce.
Nice. This is your dark little knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder in the Chattahoochee, saying, come back next
Yeah.
week where we smash through downtown Tokyo with Godzilla.
And I'm Not So Mean, Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for joining us for another fantastic episode of the Gore More podcast. Once again, watch Gorgira. If you've never watched it, it's going to be a first-time actual watch for me, OG version. So let's fucking go. Join us next week, and